Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, Raila Odinga and William Samoei Ruto are engaged into what they are referring to as bipartisan dialogue. And that dialogue will continue through the representative they have selected from the both sides. Because Kenya Kwanza will have their 7, and of course Azimio has already unveiled their 7 member. And part of that dialogue, what Azimio is pushing for, of course, is only 3 things. Number 1 is cost of living, and that one is touching everyone, whether you are in Azimio, whether you are in Kenya Kwanza. That is number 1. Number 2 is about opening the server to know the result who won the election. It comes as number 2, and it should be sorted out like that. Number 3, constituting of the new IBC for 2027 general election. It was left to be a William Ruto IBC to have another 7 Chebukatis. But Raila came out and the team, they say we will not allow another 7 Chebukatis. Let every player be involved in the new constituting of the IEBC. So that is what is going to form the discussion in that bipartisan dialogue. But then, in one hand, William Ruto's side is not comfortable with the one issue, opening of the server. And the issue to do with the cost of living is like they're not coming out that much strong to give their view as far as it is concerned. And Kabando is asking a question in an opinion poll that he launched 10 hours ago. And the question is asking there is simple. If servers are going to be opened, what next? Well, that question is giving William Ruto allies sleepless nights. They are not comfortable with anyone, with any dialogue about the server, opening of the server. People have voted, more than 14,000 people have voted, and I want us to look into that opinion poll. But before we go deep into that, just a quick request for those who are watching and if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing to our channel. Subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, let me read the question and the reaction from Miguna also. Once IBC servers are opened, if it is proven that Raila won as claims, then that's the question. But before we check into the result, I want you to see the reaction from Miguna, just to tell you how these people are so much angry when anyone talk about the issue of the server. This is the reaction from Miguna. This is Kuzimia fantasy. The 2022 general election was held at the polling station. The votes were counted, tallied, and the result included that of the president election announced at the polling station. The results are on Form 34S, not in the IBC server. Swali tunauliza Miguna, what is the work of the IBC server? You should answer that question. Now, opinion poll is a scientific research which is proven to be working. So, if you are conducting such kind of a research and you manage to interact with more than 1,000 people, that research can be used to make a conclusion on the issue you are trying to solve or sort out. So, in this opinion poll, this is how people have voted. Ruto, Rigathi, stay. 29% people believe that in as much, even if it will be seen as Raila won election, Ruto and Rigathi should continue to lead. That is 29%. Baba, Mama take over. That means Raila Odinga and Mother Karua take over. 33% believe that Raila should be handed over power if indeed the server will prove that he won. Number 3, handshake government. Now, look on those who have voted for handshake government. Only 8% believe that, then they should go for handshake government. I think this is the lowest. Number 4, with the last one. New election in 90 days, 30%. 30% believe that they should call another election after 90 days. That is the voting there. So, going through this opinion poll, you will agree with me that majority of Kenyans believe that in case the service will show that Raila Odinga won election, he should be handed over power. These are the views from Kenyans. Raila must be handed over. And this is the reason why many people who are supporting William Ruto are not comfortable with anything to do with the handshake. I'm talking about politicians, whether elected or what, as long as we are a politician and we are supporting William Ruto. They are not comfortable with anything to do with the opening the server. And you can see the views from Kenyans. They are going to demand those who are in power to step down, even through mass action or whatever, and hand over power to the rightful winner. So in this poll, opinion poll, Raila is getting the highest at 3%. William Ruto and Gachagua is getting, William Ruto and Gachagua is getting 29, which is number 3. And in another angle to look in this opinion poll to prove that it is so much huge in number, those who believe that the winner should be handed over power. Take it this way. 33% who are saying Raila should be handed over power, you add to 30% who are saying new election in 90 days. In itself, then that is the language of the court. If you take a case to a court to do with an election, the court has always two faces. Number one, if they found that that election was not free and fair, or the winner was the different and the person who was announced did not win, then the court has a two-way. To recall for another election or declare the winner to take over the power or the position. Though in Kenya it has always been different. When it found that the person who was declared did not win, and the one who was not declared was the one who won, they normally recall for another election. It's called a by-election. But remember, the same court has powers to say that the person who won should take oath of office. So, in here, what we are saying is that you take 33 plus 30, you will get 63. These people are speaking the same language. It's either you are handing over to Raila or you call for another election. That means Ruto should not continue to be president. So, Raila Odinga is getting super majority vote in this opinion poll, whopping 63%. Now, the other group that is speaking same mind here is the people who are saying, number one, Ruto regarding stay. They have 29. Another group is those who are saying handshake. Something that Azimio is neither comfortable with. Those people who support Raila Odinga don't want a handshake. So you take 29% plus 8%, you will get 37%. These people are speaking the same language. And that language is not the language of the court. No, it is not. So you can understand those who are speaking the court language and those who are speaking the other compromise language here that we are seeing people are rejecting largely in this country. So, at the end of the day, in this opinion poll, we can conclude and say that 63% are saying Raila should lead in case the server shows that he won the election. And the 37% are saying that Ruto should continue. So you can understand where the country is heading to. 37 plus 64 is 100. So 63%, hiyo iko juu sana bana. Hiyo iko juu. Ruto anapata D, Raila anapata hapo B+. So he has the majority. This explains the reason why you can see people like Miguna are not comfortable with the mentioning of the server. 14,787 people have voted. It is also remaining with 1 day and 14 hours to close this opinion poll. This is Kabando wa Kabando. He's coming from Mount Kenya region. It tells you that even the majority of people who have voted here are largely from Mount Kenya region, because that is where his support is starting from. So even where Ruto perceived to have got so many number of votes, they are saying that wacha Raila apewe haki yake. So they speak different language from what Gachagua has tried to portray. He's bringing a picture of Mount Kenya which is not comfortable with the handshake. And yes, even in this opinion poll, they are proving that they are not comfortable with the handshake, but they are comfortable if Raila won an election, he be given his rightful share. Something that Gachagua can never address. He's just saying, mambo ya handshake hatuko. Lakini hasemi ya kwamba, inafaa tujue nani alishinda kura. They don't want servers to be open. They don't want handshake. They don't want dialogue. So, in as much the bipartisan dialogue is going on, if they will conclude and resolve to open the server, this will be what Kenyans are expecting. And even in that dialogue, the end game should be about knowing the rightful winner, so that we can separate the truth from lies. We can understand if Raila was lying, we tell him, Baba, wewe ulikuwa unatudanganya bwana. And if it is Ruto, we tell him, Mr. Ruto, you lost. Wewe enda Sugoi, ngojea miaka ingine 5. I don't know your views, but thank you so much for listening to me up to this far. May good God bless you and see you in our next video. But let us meet in the comment section for continuation of this conversation.